Bitcoin has been going absolutely exponential, and the question is, how high can Bitcoin actually go? The truth to that answer is that no one will really know that, but by analyzing the price action of Bitcoin from the previous cycles and from how it is playing out right now, I believe we could make a very good educated guess where Bitcoin is going to be topping out in this bull run cycle. So in today's video, it's not going to be an update on the immediate short term, but I'm going to be breaking down where I think Bitcoin is heading towards in this parabolic move towards the upside. Because right now, Bitcoin has created an absolutely gut candle. This monthly candle is by far the greatest and biggest monthly candle I've ever seen so far. So first of all, let me quickly explain about why I think that we are still quite early towards this bull market cycle and why we are currently clearly in a bull run. So like you can see, of course, the price action has already been rallying significantly towards the upside, while in fact that retail interest is still sitting at a low not seen in a very long time here. So while Bitcoin is surging significantly, interest is not increasing. And this is a clear signal that we're still early towards this next hype phase. And we're expecting that as soon as Bitcoin does decide to be breaking above its all-time high, that probably retail interest is also going to come back in towards the market. Also, currently at the meantime, we're seeing that funding rates are actually skyrocketing across the market, but this is not necessarily a bad thing because historically speaking, once funding rates are extremely high, it means that we are in a very euphoric stage in the market, and that basically identifies a Bitcoin bull run. So indeed, we are currently in a bull run, and how it basically happens is that every single 4 years, Bitcoin creates a Bitcoin halving, because due to the halving, the supply creation of Bitcoin gets cut in half, and this happens every single 4 years. And that is why we tend to see that every single 4 years, Bitcoin creates an exponential rally towards the upside. And what is very interesting to see is that basically every single time once we create this exponential rally towards the upside, Bitcoin is not even close, or at least 60% off or higher from its all-time high once the halving occurs. But right now, this time around, it looks to be that it is going to be different for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently sitting around $61,000 in price. And let me quickly calculate. This is an approximately, 12% away from all-time highs, while the Bitcoin halving is still 50 days out. So why is this happening? And we should take this definitely in account in our analysis, because I've seen some other people doing some analysis about where Bitcoin is topping out in this Bitcoin bull market cycle, but it is clearly different this time around. So we should also calculate the price target for this Bitcoin bull run in a different way. So currently, it looks to be that Bitcoin is going to create a new all-time high before halving, and that would definitely change things up significantly. And of course, the main reason why Bitcoin is probably already pushing up towards new all-time highs before halving is due to the fact of the introduction of the Bitcoin spot ETF. And due to that, we're basically seeing additional buy pressure getting added in towards the market. And due to that, we're already seeing the price action of Bitcoin going so exponentially towards the upside. So let me right now go in towards the interesting part of the video where I'm going to discuss my Bitcoin bull run price targets and how high Bitcoin actually can go. Because that is the real question we want to be answering, right? How high can Bitcoin go? Currently, we're sitting around $61,000 and we've broken above the 0.786 on the Fibonacci. And I believe that the Fibonacci retracement is the best tool to identify where Bitcoin is heading towards in that next Bitcoin bull run. So first of all, let me do some analysis on the previous cycles to help me explain to you why I am expecting these price targets. I drew the Fibonacci from all-time high towards low in the market, and you can basically see that at the point that Bitcoin broke above the 0.65, which was of course previously around major resistance, which it has been in every single cycle. Like you can see here in the 2019 recovery, this one was exactly providing resistance. And the moment we broke above it, that was the point the Bitcoin bull run started. And you can see it right here as well. The moment we broke above that level, that was the point the Bitcoin bull run started. And let me quickly show you what currently is happening. We first saw a major rejection from off this level, and right now we're breaking above it. And this is an indication the Bitcoin bull run is indeed starting once again. So what happens? Bitcoin breaks above the 0.65, and then we see an exponential rally towards the upside. And the question then remains, where is Bitcoin going to be stopping, and where are we going to be finding that support? So first of all, always once Bitcoin breaks above its all-time high, it usually goes up towards the 1.618. That is the first extension level on the Fibonacci extension. We tend to see that price target getting happened within 4 weeks. You can see it happened here in 2017 of the cycle. If I look back towards this cycle, we broke above the 1, and then boom, within 3 weeks in this time, we broke towards the 1.618. And this time around, I'm expecting the same is going to be happening. And in this cycle, the 1.618 Fibonacci is laying around $100,000. And I expect once Bitcoin breaks above its all-time high, this is going to be reached within 4 weeks. And this will be a price surge of about $30,000 happening in just a matter of 3 to 4 weeks, which right now sounds quite ridiculous, but this is really what happens once retail interest is really hitting the market. So after that, what is the price target we should be looking at for Bitcoin? So we see that the 1.618 is always the level that provides big support in the bull run, and that is the level where basically many traders get fooled and basically miss that final run towards the upside of Bitcoin. You can see it happening here in 2017, and you can also see it happening here. While Bitcoin broke above the 1.618, we after that flipped that level exactly into support, and then we pushed up higher towards the 3.618. So like we do know, every single time in a Bitcoin bull run, we tend to have diminishing returns because basically the market cap gets bigger and of course it needs more capital to actually grow still exponentially. So I do believe that we are going to be having diminishing returns, and I do want to be having a realistic target where I think Bitcoin is clearly going to be topping out. So in the 2020 to 2021 bull run, we topped out around the 3.618, sitting around $65,000. So that was a 3.6x from the previous all-time high of Bitcoin. And I believe that we are going to sit in a somewhat of a similar range for Bitcoin. It's not going to be around the 3.618, but I think it's going to be a little bit less, around the 3 multiplier. So that will be putting Bitcoin around $176,000. I quickly want to be verifying is that, of course, I am not 100% this is going to be happening. This is just an educated guess on where I expect Bitcoin is heading towards. And also, this is an educated guess on how fast I think Bitcoin is going to be moving. Because like you can see, once Bitcoin broke its all-time high right here, it moved towards that level in 119 days. And if I'm going to be looking at that previous cycle right here, boom, once we broke above it, it took us 224 days. So it's going to be in a range between 100 and 200 days. It's not quite sure when we're going to be doing it and when we're going to be breaking above the all-time high, but it's going to be somewhere happening at the end of the summer of 2024. That is at least what I'm expecting. Maybe a little bit later. I think that maybe the peak of Bitcoin is going to be found for sure in 2024. Maybe it's going to be November, maybe it's going to be August, but it's going to be at least later in this year. So this is still not the time to be panicking in my opinion. And the reason why I do believe that we are actually going to be hitting new all-time highs anytime soon is due to the fact that we actually broke above the 0.65 and the 0.786. And right now I'm actually expecting 4 weeks of consolidation near the all-time high before then having that final exponential move towards $102,000 before eventually then pushing up higher towards $176,000. So this is my price target. I think Bitcoin is going to go up to $176,000 in this cycle, and I think that the major big support for Bitcoin is going to be found around 102K here, where a lot of Bitcoin traders are going to get fooled out, just like a lot of Bitcoin traders got fooled out in this range right here. So this is my expectation, and now I already hear a lot of people talking and asking me in the comment section down below, but Rover, couldn't we better than be buying altcoins? And I quickly want to be pointing this out. The altcoin market is still relatively lower compared to Bitcoin, so indeed there are way more potential for gains over there. I quickly want to be saying, check out this video I uploaded on Altcoin Rover where I explained about why I'm currently selling off some Bitcoin to be buying altcoins. I explained about why I believe it's a good time to step into altcoins right now, but even more in depth, guys, historically speaking, once Bitcoin breaks its all-time high, that is the real point where you want to be getting into altcoins, because that is the point where the Bitcoin dominance usually tends to drop exponentially. So if you want to learn more about altcoins, subscribe to Altcoin Rover. I hope you did learn something from this video I uploaded today. And guys, let me know in the comment section down below if you like these videos where I talk about these larger perspective things here in the market, which I believe I know very good. So that was it for me in today's update video, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow on another update video. Peace out. Goodbye.